In today's world, there are two types of fighters. The real fighters who train hard and prove themselves in battle, and the frauds who trick gullible students into believing they have superhuman abilities. But when these so-called masters finally step up against real fighters, their confidence shatters in the most humiliating way possible. Take Ma Baoguo, for example. This self-proclaimed Tai Chi grandmaster convinced his followers that his so-called lightning-fast techniques could defeat any opponent. But when he stepped into the ring with a real MMA fighter, he was in for a brutal wake-up call. The moment the fight started, he was eating punches like a free buffet. Of course, after the fight, he claimed he let the young man win. Yeah, sure, whatever helps you sleep at night, Ma. And then there's Yanagi Ryuken, a so-called Aikido master who built his reputation on fake demonstrations, throwing around his students like rag dolls with just a flick of his hand. But when he stepped in front of a trained MMA fighter, reality hit him, literally. His magical powers must have been taking the day off because the kickboxer absolutely annihilated him. Of course, no discussion about exposing fake masters would be complete without Xu Xiaodong, the Chinese MMA fighter who made it his personal mission to humble these so-called martial arts legends. His fight against Ding Hao, a Wing Chun master, was a perfect example of what happens when fantasy meets reality. Ding Hao believed his traditional techniques would hold up against an experienced fighter. Spoiler alert, they didn't. But perhaps the most legendary moment in Xu Xiaodong's career was his fight against Tai Chi master Wei Lei. Wei Lei had been boasting for years that his Tai Chi techniques were unbeatable. But the second Xu Xiaodong stepped in the ring with him, reality struck like a storm. Xu Xiaodong didn't just defeat him, he humiliated him. The fight ended with Wei Lei on the ground, completely exposed as a fraud. And to make matters worse, the Chinese government actually punished Xu Xiaodong for embarrassing traditional martial arts, proving that some people would rather live in delusion than accept the truth. At the end of the day, these fights prove one thing. There's a huge difference between choreographed demonstrations and real combat. Fake masters can fool their students, they can stage viral videos, and they can talk all they want. But when they finally step into the ring with a real fighter, there's no hiding.